Good morning, Wednesday morning, gentle yoga on Wednesdays. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. So, this week we are concentrating on the idea of freedom and happiness and being expressive in that state. We are focusing or being inspired by the Hansi Mudra, which is sort of like taking a spot of English tea. You take your forefinger, you feel your ring finger together at your thumb and allow your pinky to remain extended. And we take this in a meditative position, generally sitting in Sukhasana or sitting in lotus on the floor. And we breathe. Equal in, equal out is a nice breathing technique that goes along with this. So 4 counts in, 4 counts out. Or you can even do alternate nostril breathing or Nadi Shavana breathing to go with this mudra. This mudra is the gesture of the inner smile. And the core quality of this is unfolding our positive qualities. So a nice mantra that goes with it that you can channel, you can say to yourself, an inner smile radiates throughout my being, awakening all of my essential positive qualities. So this mudra is all about focusing on positivity. And, last night when I did our vinyasa flow, what I spoke about was making sure that we smile throughout our practice. So my screen just switched. I'm going to shift that again. Good morning and welcome to Wednesday morning gentle yoga. Today we are focusing on the Hansi Mudra, which is the gesture of the inner smile, and the core quality of this mudra is unfolding positive qualities. To take this mudra, we place our forefinger, middle finger, and ring finger together, and we take this mudra when we are in a meditative position, typically Sukhasana or lotus, as we are sitting on the mat, hopefully on a meditative pillow. So join me at the mat. Find your meditation pillow, bolster, or block to sit on. It's very nice to do that because it allows the hips to naturally open, allows my knees to be below the level of my hips, allows maximum lift in the heart center and in the rest of my body, so that when I am sitting here in this pose, I have free movement of energy up and down my chakras and free movement of breath. This is really, really critical for utilizing the breath to generate our asanas and our movement. For without the pranayama, you do not have yoga. So an inner smile radiates throughout my being, awakening all of my essential positive qualities. That's really lovely. So we use this mudra to reveal our inherent positive qualities, release tension from the jaw, which may be helpful if you have TMJ, and enhancing your immunity. So I always like to talk a little bit about these helpful attributes of these mudras, and why that would be if we were linking the core quality of the mudra. Why would it have these wonderful outcomes? So one aspect that I can see is that when we smile, we release tension. We might say, my cheeks hurt, but the rest of us feels lightness and cheeriness. And when you're smiling a lot, the rest of you just kind of relaxes into that experience. So it makes sense to me that it would improve your immune function, because when we are under a lot of stress, our immune system is having to work extra hard. And you hear that expression, stress is a killer. Well, I truly believe that to be the case. And many people have chronic illness that is improved when stress levels are improved. So there's really something to that. And I truly believe that. And the other aspect is, um, this relieving of tension. When we are under stress, what do we do with our posture? We bring the shoulders up, we tighten everything, the neck gets tightened, everything gets tightened. And TMJ is a disorder that often is exacerbated by clenching of the mouth. During sleep cycles, people may be um, bruxating or clenching their teeth together. It's not unusual to have some cracked teeth and loosening of crowns and dental work in their sleep. So one of the treatments for TMJ actually is to have a mouth guard to allow the jaw to stay slightly open. So think about that when we choose a lightness, when we choose to focus on our inner positive qualities, when we choose smiling over frowning, it reduces a lot of that tension that you might have. So when you take this mudra, and remember mudra means seal, and by placing these points together, we are stimulating certain nadis and certain nerve pathways. And when you take this one, you flip your hands upside down, you place them on your legs. And there are two breathing techniques that are very helpful with this, as I said. One of them is even breathing, where you breathe in 4, hold it briefly, and then exhale out 4 and hold it briefly. That's a really easy one to remember. And another one is Nadi Shodhana breathing, which we call alternate nostril breathing. And Nadi Shodhana breathing is a balancing breathing. It balances the yin and the yang, the left hemisphere with the right hemisphere. And it also has a marvelous quality of calming the parasympathetic nervous system and clearing the sinuses. So why don't we take the equal breathing initially? I go ahead and lift up your heart center, draw your shoulders down, take this mudra with your hands placed on top of the thighs, palms of your hands facing the ceiling. Start to inhale and exhale through your nose. Inhale to the count of 4. And hold that. And exhale to the count of 4. Hold that at the bottom. Inhale to the count of 4. And exhale to the count of 4. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. As you inhale and exhale, counting at your own pace, the 2 chakras that I would like you to focus on this morning are the sacral chakra and the heart. I chose those 2 chakras because the sacral chakra is about creativity and play, and the heart chakra is about connection and passion. So these 2 chakras seem to be stimulated through this gesture of the inner smile. Finding your lighthearted being, finding your creative soul, finding your inner child. we become out of touch with the playful side of our nature. And yet there's nothing more delightful than people that can let loose, let down their guard a little bit, and take on that point of view or that attitude of a small child. And when we break out of our adult norm and move into that type of mood or moment, it's always kind of fun, isn't it? Look back. I did something I don't normally ever do. And how you feel afterwards. Almost a sense of accomplishment. Many of us may have had experiences in our past that made it so we were very adult-like as children, very grown up. And as adults, we need to embrace our inner child as part of our healing process, part of our development. Sometimes we need some creativity in order to be more productive. Some companies know this and create a playful atmosphere so that the creativity of their employees can blossom. So I invite you to do this for yourself. Let's inhale our hands out and up. Open up your eyes. Exhale the hands out and down. Inhale out and up. And exhale out and down. Inhale out and up. And exhale out and down. While you're still sitting on your bolster or your pillow or your blocks, place your hands directly behind your hips. Draw your elbows together, draw your shoulder blades together, and lift up your heart center. And just feel that expansiveness in your chest, this initial opening of the chest. And let's continue with that theme by taking our hands out to the side and drawing your arms backwards. Still opening up the chest, opening up your heart center, allowing your heart to shine. With that, inhale your hands up. And exhale them down, really focusing on shining your heart center. Inhale your hands out and up. And exhale them down. Let's remove our bolster. We're going to go into some cat-cows to start to open up the chest, open up the heart. And I'm placing my blocks near what I deem the front of my mat. It's not really the front because I have a round mat, but I turn my body to the camera so that you, the viewers, can have the easiest view of my postures. So I turn that way. So I'm placing my blocks there. So I invite you to place your blocks at the top of the mat because we're going to be using them very soon for sun salutations. So taking hands and knees, tabletop position, stack your hands underneath your shoulders, draw your belly button in, have your knees about hip width apart. They could be inner width, but I would say almost in alignment with your outer hip so that you have a nice stable base. Draw the crown of your head forward, draw your belly button up, allow your tailbone to draw backwards as you draw the crown of your head forwards, lengthening your spine in this posture. Now draw your shoulders back down a little bit further so that you're not drawing them up to the ears unconsciously, and create length in your neck, length in your side waist, length in all of your back from tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. moving into cow. Inhale, dropping the belly, lifting up your sits bones, further drawing your shoulders down your back as you lift up your heart center. On your exhale, reversing all of that by drawing your belly button to the spine, spine up to the wall. Curling your back nice and tall in cat, dropping your tailbone, dropping the crown of your head. Inhale, reverse that into cow, dropping the belly. Draw those shoulders down your back as you lift up your heart center. Exhale into cat, drawing your back up to the ceiling. And then inhale into cow. Exhale into cat again. And inhale into a neutral spine. Tuck our toes and let's just sit back briefly on our toes. And perhaps take our hands, clasping them behind our back and drawing them down below the tailbone, drawing the shoulders down, lifting up your heart center, perhaps opening up your throat. Exhale, release that and open up your hands and do the same thing you were doing in Sukhasana, where you're opening up the heart center, opening up the chest, drawing your arms back in space. Excellent. Let's meet at the top of the mat and stand in Tadasana. And as you stand in Tadasana, really focus on the smile, focus on the freedom, focus on how you feel in this strong standing pose. Inhale your hands out and up. And exhale them out and down. Inhale out and up. Exhale out and down. And then inhale out and up again. And on your exhale, bend your legs deeply as you fold over your thighs, moving into Uttanasana. Drop your hands, drop your crown. Inhale into a flat spine, perhaps anchoring your hands right at the front of your shins. Draw your shoulders away from your ears as you draw the crown of your head forward. And then exhale down. Inhale into that flat spine, drawing the shoulders away, drawing the crown forward. Exhale down. And take your blocks and move your right foot back as we move into our first lunge with our sun salutations. Draw your blocks underneath your shoulders. Stay up high on your knees to begin. Inhale your heart center up. And then exhale, drop your blocks. Take your left foot back to join your right. Walking your hands forward in puppy dog pose. When we do these gentle yoga classes, I do not usually include downward facing dog because we're focusing on opening up the body in a gentle way. And a downward facing dog is that, but we keep this whole practice low to the ground. When you're in this puppy dog pose, focus on keeping your hips high and reaching your hands forward, drawing the belly button in. And you can draw your shoulders further down your back to start to open up your heart center. Inhale, rise up and take your blocks. And then on your exhale, take your right foot forward and lift up your heart center on your inhale. And then on your exhale, tuck your toes, lifting up your left knee. Bring your left foot forward to join the right. Inhale into a flat spine and exhale down. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale the hands down and inhale them up. And exhale, swan dive forward. Dropping your torso down to your legs, drop your crown. Inhale into a flat spine, exhale down and take your blocks. Bring your left foot back. Inhale, lift up your heart center. And then on your exhale, Move your right foot back to join your left, right knee to left knee, and walk forward in puppy dog pose with your hands. Again, draw the shoulders down, draw the belly button in, keep your hips high. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, rise up. Bring your left foot forward. Inhale your heart center up. And then exhale. Tuck your toes. Bring right foot forward to join the left. Inhale into a flat spine and exhale down. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now, if you're somebody that even this getting up and down is too much for you, some people have blood pressure regulation that's difficult for them. You can stay on your knees, but sometimes that's also difficult because some people have bad knees. But you could get a cushion to put underneath your knees to make any of these poses easier. Or you could put a second mat down to cushion the floor better. So, hands at heart center. Inhale. Exhale the hands down. Inhale them up. And then exhale. Swan dive forward. Taking those blocks and take our right foot back. Now this time you may want to move your hips more forward as you lift up your heart center. So inhale, lift up the heart, and perhaps start opening up that right cella. Exhale, take your left knee back to join your right. And walk your hands forward in that puppy dog pose. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, bring your right foot forward. Inhale, lifting up the heart, starting to open up that hip. And then exhale, tuck your toes, lifting up your left knee and bringing left foot forward to join the right. Inhale into a flat spine, exhaling down. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale the hands down and inhale them up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Bend those knees deeply and take our left foot back. Inhale, lift up the heart center, moving our hips forward. And then exhale, moving our right knee back to join the left and walk our hands forward. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, the heart center up. And exhale, tuck the toes, lift up the right knee. Right foot forward to join the left. Inhale into a flat spine and exhale down. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Third round, inhale. Exhale the hands down. Inhale your hands up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Folding over your legs, dropping your crown. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down and take your right foot back. Dropping your right knee. Inhale your heart center up. Perhaps a little bit more extension in the hips this time. Drawing the shoulders a little bit further down. Exhale. Drawing your left knee back to join the right. And walking your hands forward in that puppy dog pose. Inhale, rise up. And then on your exhale, bring your right foot forward. Inhale, lifting up the heart center, dropping the shoulders down, perhaps moving the hips a little bit more forward, opening that left hip up more. Exhale, tucking the toes, lifting the left knee, and bringing left foot forward to join the right. Inhale into a flat spine, and exhale down. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhaling the hands down, inhaling them up, and exhaling, swan dive forward. Laying over your torso, dropping your crown. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down and take our left foot back. Drop our knee and inhale up. Exhale, taking our right knee back to join the left. And walking our hands forward in puppy dog pose. Inhale. Exhale, walking our hands back and taking our left foot forward. Inhale the heart center up, moving those hips forward. And exhale. Lift up your right knee. Take right foot forward to join the left. Inhale into a flat spine. And exhale down. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment to take stock in how you feel. Even starting to open the body, starting to infuse it with nourishing breath. Do you feel lightness? Do you feel a little bit of happiness? What do you see when you look out your window? I see that the sun has risen. Our days are getting longer. Most of the snow that we got a couple weeks ago has melted. And I have my dear cat Steve here joining us for yoga today. Let's inhale our hands up. And exhale, swan dive forward. Drawing the heart center down, drop our crown. Inhale into that flat spine. And exhale down. Let's move back into tabletop again. And place our right hand in the middle of the mat. Turn our right foot backwards like a kickstand. And take our other left foot and take it to the back end of the mat. Start off initially with our hips stacked on top of each other. So hip bone is sitting on top of the right, left on top of right. Draw the shoulder back, draw the elbow back. Draw the crown of your head in the same direction as the front of your mat, using this as an opportunity to open up your whole right side body. Take up your hand overhead towards the ceiling and then draw it alongside your left ear and continue to work that where you are stretching your whole left side body. Feel that freedom. When we open up the side bodies, this is actually very good for our back and very good for our hips. Circle your hand down, rise it back up to the ceiling on your inhale, and then allow your arm to kind of float backwards. More of that theme of just opening up the heart center. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, circle the hand down and back up. And then lift up our left leg. So it's like we're taking Ardha Chandrasana, balancing half moon pose, but we're balancing on our knee. So continue to work that leg out. Flex your left foot so that the toes are facing forward. Your leg is straight and strong, parallel to the floor. Take a nice inhale and exhale, lower that back down. Circle your hand down and back up again and rise up into warrior two arms. And now let's move in to gate. So in gate, we place our left hand on our left leg and we curl our body to the left. Spiral your heart center up a little bit and draw that right shoulder back, feeling that wonderful stretch all along your right side body. Beautiful, rise up. Take our hands to our hips and bring our left knee in. So now I'm going to turn in the opposite direction. So I'm turning my body towards the back end of the mat. You can stay in your position as long as you can see me. So taking tabletop again. So now we're going to open up to by balancing on our left leg. So create a kickstand with your left leg. Take your right leg to the front or the back of the mat, depending on your orientation. Place your right hand on your right hip and stack those hip bones, right hip bone on top of your left hip bone. Draw your elbow back, draw your shoulder back, and really work the stretch here of your entire right side body, lifting your right arm up into the air and then drawing it overhead. And really feel the opening of your whole entire right side body. Make sure you smile while you're doing this. Inhale. Exhale, circle your hands down, your right hand down. Bring it back up to the ceiling. And then lift up your right leg. Again, this is like balancing half moon, but we're balancing on our left knee. Feel that right leg strong and straight. Toes pointed towards the front. Leg is parallel to the mat. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, lower that leg. Bring our hands down, circling it down and back up. Let's take that opening of the chest that I kind of neglected in between. Feel that beautiful, delicious opening of the heart center in the chest. Smile while you do it. And then exhale. Lose your earpiece. Let me put that back in. Bring your left hand or your right hand down, circle it back up, and then rise up into warrior two arms. So now we are setting up for gate pose. Drop your right hand to your right leg. Take your left arm overhead and then start to curl it to the right, feeling that opening of the entire left side body as well. Take a long inhale and then exhale, rise up. Place your hands at your hips. Bring your right knee down to join your left. Sit back briefly on your heels. And let's once again open up the heart center, taking a modified camel. So leave your hands on your thighs. Draw your shoulders down. Draw your elbows back and down. Lift up your heart center. Open up the throat. Take another nice long inhale. And then on your exhale, fold over your legs. Take a block and place your forehead on the block. Drawing your arms down alongside your legs. And just settle into the restorative aspect of this child's pose. Your head is fully supported, stimulating your third eye chakra. This combats depression, helps calm the nervous system. Take note of what you are experiencing when your forehead is in contact with the block like this. Take one more inhale. Fully exhale. And place your hands down on the floor and inhale, rise up. Let's swing our legs forward and take bound ankle pose or Baddha Konasana. And in this Baddha Konasana, I would like you to grab your ankles or your shins, draw your elbows back towards your body, lift up the heart center as you draw your shoulders down. Just focus on the heart lifting aspect right now. And enjoy this gentle hip opening that is taking place. And take another nice long inhale. And on your exhale, move your feet slightly forward, still bound together, creating like a diamond shape between your legs. Lift up nice and tall, sitting up nice and tall in this position, and then start to fold forward. You can curl a little bit if that feels good to you. Our goal is not to yank ourselves into position. It is just to feel an opening of our hips in the back. So I like to draw my elbows outside of my legs and draw my heart center forward. And my back is curling a little bit. And I'm just allowing my body to take the form that it wants to take right now, and allowing it to just curl down gently. And what I feel is a gentle stretching of the muscles on the very back of my hips where they insert into my lumbar spine. Inhale, rise up. And let's take our feet kind of wide, not really wide. I probably have a little greater than a 90-degree opening of my legs. What we're going to do is a little bit more side waist opening. So inhale our hands up. Exhale them down. Leave your left hand sitting on your left leg. Take your right arm up and start to curl over your left leg. Keep your right sits bone in contact with the floor. Maybe take your elbow on the inside to facilitate movement of your body towards your leg. But don't feel like you have to reach for your toe. You're just reaching in general. Reaching and opening up this entire side body, especially this area back by the ribs. And maybe try to use your left elbow on the inside of your thigh to spiral your heart center up a little bit, in fact, so that your stretch is really concentrated on this side and you have lift at the same time. Drawing your right shoulder just slightly back. Take a nice inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. And let's go to the other side. Placing your right arm on, or your right hand on your left leg. Right leg. Bring your left arm up and over. Take that elbow on the inside of the leg and start to reach. You don't have to try to grab your toe. That's not the goal here. As you can see, I'm not very open right now. And I'm not even trying to be so. Spiral your heart center up. Anchor your right elbow inside your right thigh. And further open up the chest a little bit to really concentrate your stretch all along your left side body. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, rise up. And turn your torso towards your left foot. And start to just move towards the foot. Just moving your body towards it. You don't have to reach for the toe. You can see I'm hanging on to my legs. And I'm just drawing my torso down towards my thigh. Drawing my heart center forward. Concentrating this stretch on the back of my left hamstring. Rise up, switch sides, turn your body towards the right, and again, starting to move your torso towards your thigh. So focusing on drawing the heart center forward, not focusing on trying to reach your leg. One side may be tighter than the other. Just smile your way through it. Everything becomes lighter when we smile. Inhale, rise up. And let's take that Baddha Konasana again, gently lifting up our thighs with our hands, bringing our feet together. And maybe you can say, is it a little bit more open now that we've opened up the thighs and opened up the side body a little bit? Draw the shoulders back and down, lifting up your heart center. Take a nice inhale. And then on your exhale, start to fold forward just a little bit, allowing a greater opening of the area of the groin where your legs insert into the pelvis. Inhale, rise up. And let's take our right leg back into deer pose. So in deer pose, our right thigh is going to be parallel with the front of the mat. Our left shin is going to be parallel with the mat. And just use this as an opportunity by lifting up that right hip, lifting up that sit bone, moving the hips forward. Just open up this area in front of your right leg. And then continue to walk your hands forward, which starts to have that same effect of opening up this thigh while opening up the back of your left hip, as you would do in pigeon pose. Maybe just lay across that left leg. Inhale, rising up. And let's sit back on our hips, on our sits bones rather. Take our legs up a little bit greater than hip widths apart. And let's just windshield wipe our knees back and forth. Gently opening up the hips. Left. And then right. Left. And right. And let's do one more round, left, and then right. And now, swiveling back to the front, taking deer pose with the left leg behind us. So left thigh parallel to the floor, right shin remains parallel to the front of the mat, right shin parallel to the front of the mat. And let's just focus on moving that hip forward by lifting up our left sits bone, lifting up our heart, and just getting into that experience of opening up this front area of the thigh where it inserts into the groin. Inhale, exhale, and then start to lay down over your right leg. So we're combining deer and pigeon pose. And just feel that experience of opening up the back of the right hip and the inside of the left thigh at the same time. Inhale, rise up. Turning our body now in the other direction. And let's windshield wipe our legs. Okay, so I want to do one more hip opener. So place your right foot down on the floor. And take your left foot and let's cradle the baby. So take our left sole of our foot, place it into our left arm, and then hug our leg against our body, lifting up the heart center while we do so, so that we aren't compromising our lower back, keeping our back nice and straight, lifting up and out of the hips. And you can rock your baby back and forth if you want. You can lift up your leg if you want to increase the stretch underneath here. Lift it up as high as you want. You can rock your baby back and forth. You can do whatever you want. Whatever makes this a more satisfying stretch for you. Take this always as an opportunity to better know your body. Inhale, rise up. Take your right foot and place it on the outside of your left, or your left foot on the outside of your right leg. Draw it back just a little bit as we set up for seated twist. Place your left hand behind you. Raise your right arm up. Turn to the left, clipping your elbow on the outside of your left knee. And then just twist to the left. Take one more inhale. Exhale, returning to neutral. Now place your left foot underneath. And take your right foot, pressing it into the inside of your upper arm, and hug your leg close. And again, you can do whatever you want. Just sit up nice and tall, drawing your heart center up so that you keep your back neutral. And you can lift up your leg if you want to. You can rock your baby forward and back. You can rock your baby side to side. You can swivel your baby. Whatever you enjoy. Just keep your back nice and straight while you do it. And find the way for this to be a satisfying stretch for you by moving your body in various ways that feel good to you. Now let's release that right foot to the outside of our left leg as we set up for seated twist. Place our right hand behind us, lift up our left arm, and turn to the right as we clip our left elbow on the outside of our right knee. Take one more inhale. Exhale, returning to neutral. And let's find our way onto our backs as we set up for Shavasana. Lay down and hug your knees close to your body. And then release that down. Dropping our feet down to the mat. And organize your body in any way that you need to take your final resting pose. So you can have your legs up the wall. You can have them extended out. Away from the head, you can take bound angle pose. You can bend your knees and have your feet just touching the floor like this.
You can take any option you want. You can place your knees together, allowing them to fall in, and your feet wider than your hips. So different options abound. But take this moment to start to relax all the parts of your body. Removing all tension. Finding complete stillness. Scanning the body for any indication that you are holding on to tension. Tell yourself to release that tension wherever you may be finding it. Fully let go. Allow all of the energy to descend down your body, descend down to the mat. Slow down your respiration. Slow down your breathing and your heart rate. And just melt. As you lay here, visualize something that brings very happy thoughts, and a sense of cheerfulness, and a sense of lightness. Maybe you have a favorite experience, a favorite memory you like to return to. Maybe you have a favorite person you like to visualize. Maybe you have a favorite pet. And as you put that visual in your mind, remind yourself of all that is happy about this memory, this person, this place. And relish in that lightness and that happiness. Perhaps smile while you're there. Continue to hold that visual as you breathe in and you breathe out. You may stay in Shavasana as long as you feel it serves you, as long as you feel you need to integrate all the benefits of your practice. Thank you for joining me this morning. Thank you for giving back to yourself. Gentle yoga is every Wednesday morning at 6, and sometimes we start later, 6:30. I invite you to visit my YouTube channel, Kathleen Coombs Yoga. I do have a Facebook page, business page, Kathleen Coombs Yoga, and an Instagram page, Yoga Mountain Gal. The light in me sees the light in you. The yogi in me honors the yogi in you. Namaste And thank you for joining me for your